Walker Burgess. Thank you for that disgusting comment. See some legends in the chat already. T-Dupe Surter. Love you boys. Nukinator, always good to see you. John B, thank you for your funny comments. But you know what, Walker, it's funny that you make that comment. And I know you're the gentleman impersonating X-Full2, which is also pretty funny. But thank you for that loathsome statement. Because several of you have expressed similar sentiment to my comments, especially ever since Athena became obsessed with me. It's fascinating, though, truly, how the idea of a man getting with a woman 3 times his age is viewed as like some laughable, fun matter for the man and empowering for the woman, while the converse is universally abhorred. You know, I was actually on a walk with my dogs before the stream, and an older woman commented on how nice it was to see a handsome-looking guy walking cute dogs. Harmless stuff, right? But can you imagine, hashtag can you imagine, if a man in his 60s made such passing comments to a woman in her 20s? A twit longer would be made that day, and the man would fast be identified and fired from that minimum wage job. Love you, Ghost. And you know what? Even though I'm a woman, no one treats me as such. I might be the single greatest victim of transphobia in human history. I deserve some sort of recognition for that, don't I? But thank you, Walker, truly. What's up, Castle? Riku. Crow SH. You know, I recently discovered that my keyboard has G keys that work with the Elgato Stream Deck software. I've never been a fan of proprietary stuff like that. I'm more of a DIY guy. You know, I'd rather take an old piece of crap keyboard and turn it into your own Stream Deck. Plenty of YouTube tutorials about stuff like that. But the original keyboard I had by Corsair broke. I annoyed them into giving me an exchange, but they didn't have new models of it, so I got one with these unnecessary G keys. But if you got it, you might as well use it. You said Metokur is a Fed. I doubt it. If you got it, you might as well use it. And now I can seamlessly transition with the mere push of a button. Now I'm on webcam. How easy is that? I feel like a boomer who's recently discovered that you can send a GIF of a waving puppy to your friends on Facebook, because now I can do stupidity like this. I'm just having a great time, truly. What's up, Boss Karma? It's going alright, Grim Hunter. How are you? Should show you my dog now, huh? I'll do so. He's right behind me after all. What's up, handsome? Ever ready to jump into my lap. You know, my seat is a piece of crap, so it's always lowering on its own, but... So you're doing fine, good. Yeah, Cthulhu, your clone is already here. Ghost, thank you again for the super chat. I changed it such that only the stream element tips do TTS now. Give me your thoughts on that. I'd be more than willing to change it back if you guys prefer it. I know some of you didn't like the super chats interrupting chat and whatever. But the thing about tips is that you can't really see them after the fact. Like, you know, I can scroll up to your super chat right now, but if you tipped, I wouldn't be able to see it after the fact. Yeah, he is a cutie. Joy, unfortunately, is on a trip right now, so Joy can't be on cam. Jack can if he wakes up. Yeah, he's probably gonna just knock out on my lap right now. But what a week it's been. I know a lot of you have requested that I make the back walls that are visible on camera less barren, but I'm sorry, the opposite is going to happen. I'm going to have to take down the poster soon. I've actually begun painting this room. It's the last room in my house that I haven't painted myself. And it's a nightmare because the walls are 14 feet at the lowest and like, I believe 21 feet at the highest. And I got the most important wall done yesterday. But with how busy I am with other endeavors, it'll be a few weeks. And all I have is to say is that I'm sorry, Ghost, but I don't know if you'll ever get to see those posters you requested. Good to see you, Catman. Said TTS for more than 420 tips. T-dupes, you know me by now. You know I'm no fan of drugs. Why would I make such a hackneyed drug reference? Not much. How are you, BFN? KF did get hacked. Said fan art wall after paint job. It's just it's a more natural light color. Trying to get his Van Gogh on the walls. No, man, dude, if there is one thing that I am atrocious at, it is art. Drawing, painting. The only thing I can do right is put a new coat of paint on walls. It's funny, when I was getting up there, on the 14-foot portion, I noticed that, like, the people who painted it originally, there were portions of it that were just bare, straight up. Like, I've easily put in so much more work into this house than anyone who has lived here prior. So I'm feeling pretty confident about if and when I resell it. You said 69. I wish you could just make it 69 cents. What's happening to the farms? We'll get to it. I will say, BFM, what happened to the farms is more worrisome than anything I've seen in the farm's lifetime. Alright, let's start with the farm since you guys are already talking about it. I was going to talk about some other crap that you guys probably don't care about first, but let's talk about that right away. I'm sure you guys saw just yesterday, Null did an interview with Mr. Metokur. It was more like the night after, Craig. So Null did an interview with Mr. Metokur. And I thought it was a decent chat between two lovers. I didn't hate it. There wasn't anything particularly of interest that happened. I mean, they just kind of ranted on the fact that they both dislike the power that transgender people wield in today's society. A not uncommon sentiment. Said, perfect time, you just got back from the ghetto corner store and the biscuit-ridden Walmart with your food and 3 tall boy ciders. God bless you, man. God bless you, man. But there were two things, and there were two objections that I wanted to raise with this stream. One, if you watched it, I'm sure you noticed that Null brought up Miss Isabella Janke. He brought up her father, Mike Janke, and referenced his having ties with Cloudflare's Matthew Prince. And I don't know why, but Null refuses to pronounce Janke correctly. And normally I wouldn't care, but every time he does it, someone leaves a comment on my crap telling me that I'm an idiot for mispronouncing Janke. Null always mispronounces it as Janke. It's Janke. I can prove it right now.
This is Isabella Janke recording my father, Michael Janke, and my StoryCorps interview session.
Like, we've known that before we knew anything else. I don't know why he always mispronounces it. And again, I wouldn't care, but there's always some jerk who has to come in after a Maddie stream where Null says Janke to tell me I'm mispronouncing it. I said Jim and Josh agree on a lot, but have very little in common, so they aren't a great pair. It was fun to see them together, though. Yeah, and the second thing that I wanted to raise about that, Mr. Jim Billy, yeah, Metokur's still alive, God bless him, is that they were using Google Hangouts and switching every hour. And it definitely interrupted the flow of their interview. He said he got blown the fuck out. It definitely interrupted the flow of their interview. And I actually sent Null a PM advising him to use VDO.ninja, which is 100% free. You don't need accounts or anything like that. So there's no way, in theory, that you can get banned from the service. And I don't think either of them are aware of the existence of this, and they both refuse to use Discord naturally because Discord has banned both of them, I believe. But it was so crap watching them switch Google Hangout links every hour. He said that's a weird way to do an interview. I agree. Literally every hour they had to just stop the interview and make a new link and gear up on that. But far more important than that, one day I'll figure this out. Far more important than that was the fact that Kiwi Farms got hacked. This isn't the first security breach in Kiwi Farms history. I forget who the hell it was that basically got all IP information, or most recent IP information of users who browse the farms. And I remember, I believe Heath and Ralph was celebrating it like it was a massive victory for him. But this is definitely the most significant breach that I can think of. So, after Null's interview with Jim, he posted this on Telegram too, though he omitted what it was changed to. He said, "Yesterday, VSys, a host we used as a forward proxy, was compromised. Today, the site was hacked to change everyone's avatar to logos of post." And he omitted that on the Telegram post because he didn't want to play into their hand. Then each node on the forum index was deleted one at a time. There are backups of the site, so no information is permanently lost, but I have not diagnosed what the attack vector was yet, or the extent of the breach. And just from this right away, the site was hacked to change everyone's avatars to logos of post. I don't know, to me, obviously there's no telling why the hell they would do that, and even speculating about that means that they're winning, right? But to me, that probably tells you that that it was part of the Keffel squad. He sent that anime girl photo to Josh and he hated it. I think it was part of the Keffel squad. It reminds me of the Marjorie Taylor Greene swatting. You know, where they immediately blamed Autistic Right, the Kiwi Farms user. It just seems like the standard modus operandi. Do something grossly illegal, shallowly blame your enemy for it, and, you know, watch the journalism majors canonize it in their articles. False flag? You mean for Post? Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Post is just a Fediverse node. Why? Well, later, and this was only 3 hours ago, Null gave a statement on the user impact. He said that all Kiwi Farms users should assume their password for the Kiwi Farms has been stolen, assume their email has been leaked, and assume any IP you've used on your Kiwi Farms account in the last month has been leaked. The attacker had access to his admin account, probably through session hijacking, bypassing password and 2FA, so probably, I suppose that would be something like compromising the session key. He would have been able to access user data, and Zen4 provides a way to export user lists with information that is precisely email, username, last activity, register date, user state, banned or unverified, post count, and whether they are staff. However, and then he shows the get command that was in the log that the hacker used. He said in the access.log entry for the only attempt made to export this information, he tried to export 120,000 users at once, which caused it to crash and respond to error 500. No other attempt was made to export the user list. It's unclear if he obtained any user information, still deducing the attack vector. Currently have 2 theories that he will explain later. So I would caution anyone to get their hopes up about the fact that the only logged attempt failed. Because once you have admin access, as this gentleman did, you can simply delete any successful attempt you made, right? You can delete anything you want to from the log. Unless that log is somehow backed up in a way that I'm too foolish to know of, but again, I would take those assumptions to heart. So most likely those session keys are a major gap hole most of the time on any service, really. Yeah. It's also weird that that being an admin permits you the ability to see passwords, especially if they're in plain text. Have I seen Null's Telegram? It's identical to the post. What else is on the Telegram that's not on his post account? I only use Telegram on my phone, my burner phone. Fascinating stuff, though. I don't know what it means for the long-term future of Kiwi Farms. I think, it's naturally the natural effect, if anything else, if nothing else, is terrorism. Right now, people are literally going to be afraid to use Kiwi Farms if they weren't before, because they're going to be afraid that their information will be compromised, if not in that leak, then in the future. And it reminds me of some people have tried to slide in my DMs thinking that I have some in with Null, which I don't. And when I told them just register on Kiwi Farms and send him a PM if you want to talk to him that bad, they're like, but won't I get hacked? And I suppose this reflects that very fear that they were expressing. Said you get the pizza pops. Oh, you said, Zad, did you try to send something new? Any advice to the docs? I mean, in theory, no one should be doxxed from this, right? Well, IP address can be pretty compromising. I mean, at the very least, they'll know what state you're in if you weren't using a proxy or a VPN. Your email, you should have been using a throwaway email. You only used it to see Sean Head's nudes? I didn't know she had nudes. Your password should have been unique to the Kiwi Farms. But the IP is a thing. There's plenty of people who are simply too lazy to use a VPN. Yeah, I agree. Kami Digger did do a good video on how to handle doxing. In truth, I mean, I know there are some things like getting harassed at your job that you can't really mitigate through a mere good mentality, but for the most part, things only bother you as much as you let them bother you, right? I tried to tell Thutu this all the time when he was addicted to the internet and constantly getting into flame wars that were weighing on his mental stability, When people are putting your name out there. It used to bother me when Zeke Erskine did it to me, but it doesn't anymore because eventually you just gotta get older, get more mature, and realize that I can either let this fear into my heart, or I can just keep walking forward. And I think in all things in life, you have to just keep walking forward. You said, Null described the attack by saying the name of the host and what happened. On his Telegram? I agree, Zad. You said the name of the host, but you're talking about vSys, right? Yeah, the host they use as a forward proxy. I mean, I think vSys is a big suite company, right? They also act as an internet service provider. The fact that they got hacked, vSys itself got hacked, and that's what led to the Kiwi Farms leak. Who's KF? Kiwi Farms. You can't say KF in the title. At least of a live stream. It's very odd. Amen, Grim Hunter. In all things in life, keep walking forward. So crazy Destiny is banned off Twitter. So wasn't he banned earlier? The OmniLiberal account that just got banned, wasn't that the one that he was ban evading on? I mean, when you do that, it's only a matter of time before you get banned again, right? People like Dick Masterson and Mr. Metokur are ban evading on alt accounts that they think if they just don't list as their actual name will go unnoticed, but they always get noticed around the time that they get 10,000 followers. Yeah, of course. How do you not know that, awful? You retracted the message? You don't have to retract it. You say he banned? No, I didn't ban him. Oh yeah, he was banned on Twitch because of Keffels. That's what started the entire mess with Keffels. Keffels has long, again, we're going to talk about this with much greater preparation and length at some point. Hopefully in a few weeks, I'll have a good video for you boys. But Keffels has long desired the spotlight. That's why she always did that ratio crap on Twitter, right? She's completely addicted to Twitter. It's odd, watching her feed and watching her try to come off as a more professional person, trying to use proper grammar, which she sucks at. Capitalizing the first letter of every post. It's so odd because she's always been addicted to just shit posting. Forgive me. On Twitter. And she finally got the spotlight she wanted when she got Destiny banned. And the reason, I think Null misspoke on his most recent interview with Jim Metokur. Like, he said tier sexual. Thank you. I think the reason, what, he posted again? No, that was, oh, you said that's new? I probably just threw my phone away for no reason. You said there's a new Telegram post. Let's see if you're right. I don't believe so, because I don't have a notification about it. No, you're right. Excuse me. Null wrote on Telegram, the issue was a script injection. I am working on the details. Here's my challenge to any hackers or aspiring hackers. There is a file called troonshire.opus with the contents of this. Doc type HTML script source. The web document on the same domain has a CORS rule that looks like this. What could you possibly put in that document to get it to load the .opus and have the script execute? The more finer details are this. Zenforo does not validate any file contents. Interesting. You can write a .opus file that is basically just an HTML document loading a script off-site, and if you somehow open it, it does run. I have confirmed this. That is a terrible injection leak. Holy crap. Wow. That's like, I was taking a class a few years ago, like Cybersecurity 101. And that's like the standard kind of injection practice you see on old, unmanaged, unsecure sites. The question is how it got injected. The chat on Kiwi Farms was a Rust WebSocket chat that was part of a forum rewrite I had been working on. No kidding, that piece of crap chat. What baffles me is that even if we did theoretically pass the client a message that was simply instruction to load another script, it should not work because the security policy of the chat explicitly says that no script should run, even from the same domain, unless they are given a nonce token. Is it possible to forge that token, perhaps? I don't know. I know it happened in the chat, though, because I found it... Oh, wow. I know it happened in the chat, though, because I found the access.log entry where it gets open. Wow. So what can be done to make an .opus media file load as an inline web document which can execute its own script that violates the cores of the web document it's loaded onto? I just don't understand. And Null says, P.S. If you're going to write me and take credit for the attack, include the name of the random user you made an admin. Well, that's fascinating. Who would have thought that chat, which I do believe Null wrote himself, right? That's not typically on a Zenforo site. Who would have thought that chat could be used for script injection? That's fascinating. The only thing about Null's request, I don't know if anyone who knows how to do the injection that he just described, the loading of a .opus media file as an inline web document. I don't know if anyone who knows how to do that is going to tell him, because it's just like what he was discussing with Metokur, right? That people keep these zero-day exploits secret because the moment that they're common knowledge, they're worthless. $20 says it's Keffels. I think it's a Keffels adjacent. Jacobs. Yeah, well said, Low Tier Kirby. Good CYH. You can ban the Bellasock. I shouldn't be giving a Zeus sadist any attention anymore. People forget that about you, right? And I can be guilty of it too, like when I get into it with your deranged mother sending me Twitter DMs and whatnot. Like, it's almost easy to forget what an objectively evil person she is. I mean, you can claim that it's lies and whatnot all you want, but the fact that we have actual documents of you trying to harass the two fellow former TTU students into ending their own lives, that's pretty objective, don't you think? Need to bear that in mind at all times. Do I think Kiwi Farms will return? Yes, that's accurate, Ghost. Yes, KF was hacked. See if he put the Telegram statement on his post. No, he hasn't yet. Well, we don't know what was leaked. We know what they tried to leak. They tried to... And you should just assume the worst. Which would mean that your Kiwi Farms password, username, email address, any IP address that was used in the last month on Kiwi Farms. Because I don't know if that's Null or Zenforo who did that kind of safeguard that any IP address used more than a month ago isn't logged. I think no IP address should be logged more than a day, personally. Oh, you know what's funny, Zod? I saw this. I only saw this from the Telegram group. Let's see, who was it? There was some gentleman named Trans Salamander who made a very interesting tweet. Yeah, here it is. Look at this gentleman. This gentleman, or excuse me, this lady. Like myself, I'm a woman, and this person is just as much of a woman as I, and I cannot deny that. Said, I don't have any control over this, of course, but I hope the emails, passwords, and IP addresses of every regular poster to Kiwi Farms is spread far and wide. Maybe some of them even use their primary email address and they'll never know a moment's peace again. A girl can dream. It's crazy that people type nonsense like this and objectively and think that they are good people and think that they are on the right side, as they like to say, right? The ontologically correct side, as Keffels likes to misuse. Yeah, the Onion instance is down as well. No, it will be back up, but I think a lot of people will... Shiny animals. I think a lot of people will be less inclined to use it, which is the ultimate goal of terrorism, right? To inspire fear because of the possibility of a future hack. Nobody is putting their private info on anything connected to the farms, except for... There are some people that have, for sure. Is the Chinese site still alive? No, that top has been down for a while. .st was up, and it went down naturally the moment he pulled this. I haven't tried in the last hour, but it was down an hour ago, as it should be until he knows the security is airtight. You know, one thing that I wonder how it plays into this. You know, Null's Zen 4 license got suspended about a year ago now, and he's still been using it. And I know he tried to basically start his own with the help of other people who eventually didn't help whatsoever, making Sneed 4 or some crap. And that went nowhere. So he's still just using the old Zen 4. And the thing about using old software is that inevitably some security issue arises, right? Of course, shiny animals. It's just like... Let's talk about DiamWall too. I don't know if I still even have it. But I capped it. Because I knew Null would see it and immediately, redirect his own page because he didn't want to direct him to this garbage. But, so Null shacked up with a new DDoS prevention site called DiamWall. This was about, 5 days ago? And within a few hours, it had been kaput, right? So this is why you just lurk, yeah. And they put this statement out. And the important thing about this statement is that it's very obvious, at least to me, that Keffels wrote it. I mean, they make the same grammatical errors that Keffels does when she's trying her best to type like someone with a modicum of intelligence. But moreover, the CEO, this Hugo Carvalho, said, oh, I wrote it, but Keffels proofread it. Why would you ask Keffels to proofread anything? What qualifications does Keffels have? Just because she speaks English and you natively don't? Her English is terrible. So no, when you say I had Keffels proofread it, no, you had Keffels write it. So he writes, "My name is Hugo Carvalho, and I'm a CEO of DiamWall. Today I'm bringing an important statement that I never thought I would need to do anytime soon about our CDN. Before even starting to talk about Kiwi Farms, I think it is important to let people know what a CDN is and does. Only a proxy that filters website traffic and blocks malicious requests. We do not host any website, are not responsible for any website's content, and we cannot control every service's content." That line is very telling, right? It goes back to what we've been saying the entire time. The idea of taking a website's DDoS protection offline. That's an obvious tell that you want to DDoS a site, which is very illegal and ontologically evil. Right, Kevels? So YouTube auto-deletes all the time? Yeah, they auto-delete a lot of comments, and I can't control that, unfortunately. I have it set to the lowest filter settings, and it still just gets immediately... You said you got muted earlier for Kiwi Farms. I didn't even see it. Everyone is free to register an account on our website, pay for the product, and start using it. We do not and cannot analyze every single website that starts using our services. DiamWall is completely new in this market. We opened to the public 1 month ago, and this is not a good way to start for sure, nor is it the way that we wanted to start. It's so unprofessionally written. That's how, again, another tell that Kevels wrote it. DiamWall was formed by a small group of people that worked for many years in this area with private customers, and we see there should be a comma there. And we created the best anti-DDoS technologies that ever existed. Bold statement. Again, that type of hyperbole Kevels loves. Now that you understand how it works, let's talk about Kiwi Farms, ellipses. The owner of Kiwi Farms came in need of DDoS protection, and because the website was offline due to DDoS, we didn't really know about their site's content. They had a problem, and we had the solution. Indeed. There was a hungry man, and you bought a hot dog, right? What right do you have to take the hot dog out after the fact? It might have been Nightbot who needed him. But I think the only other mod right now is T-Dupes. Soon enough, the reports started to arrive, and we started digging more and more about this website. Let's see. Soon enough, we found that Kiwi Farms hosts a lot of revolting content. We do not think that it is fair to terminate any service because of public pressure, but in this case, we think there is some foundation behind all those requests, and we really do not want to have anything to do with it. Pathetic. So after careful consideration, DiamWall does not feel like Kiwi Farms is a good fit for our company, which means today that we are suspending their service inside DiamWall CDN. Please be aware that this will not fix the issue, only delay it. They will find another provider that can protect them and will be online once again. How terrible. So like I said, it's rife with myriad grammatical errors, and it screams of being written by Keffels. But moreover, we do not think it is fair to terminate any service because of public pressure. It's funny that they even included that line. It's a tell that you did include it because of public pressure, right? Who accused you of it? This is a statement you put on your website. It's not like you responded to someone's actual comment accusing you of doing so because of public pressure. Is what legit or not, Captain Falcon? It's so hard to manage both mouse and keyboard with a chihuahua on your lap. That's taking up one of my hands. I'm not sure if there's much more to talk about in regards to Kiwi Farms itself. I mean, I certainly am no in on any situation, right? Well, Mira, I mean, DiamWall, what would you hope to get out of DiamWall? They weren't protecting Kiwi Farms when it got hacked just now. That DiamWall statement was like 6 weeks ago, or excuse me, 6 days ago. I'm just seeing if there's any further Telegram update. I don't believe so. The takedown of the website? Yes, it's very legit. I was just showing you it. It's on Null's post and on his Telegram. I think you should put a bounty out, no, if you're going to put a challenge for security experts. I mean, when do hackers ever do anything for anything other than money, right? Yeah, rest in peace, Antizero. Oh, Mira, I think it's definitely the latter. But it's all fascinating stuff. Like I said, I do think, and again, I've been on the website for what, at least 8 years, 9 years. I mean, I've been into Christian nonsense since I was a child. Sad to say. And I do think that this is the worst it has ever been for Kiwi Farms, yes. Just the combination of all the factors. If Lucas lied to them and they believed him because he has a large following, it might mean that they were simply fooled. The funny thing is, it doesn't matter, right? It's all about who can yell the loudest, not who's right. This Christian silver coins. I hated that shit, dude. I hated that shit. Selling merch with a dude who schlepped his mother on it. I know he started it before it happened, but... Well, that's an interesting theory. Two faces, two colors, but... There's easier ways to know, to benignly let someone know about potential weaknesses in the system. And if it were non-malicious, why did they try to export all the data of all Kiwi Farms users? And that's just what we know of. It's funny you say that. You remind me of a certain, well, I mean, it's not certain that it's her, but I won't even pull it up. But did you know that someone under the account username Isabella Janke posted my docs around the same time as she got terribly pissed about my most recent video. Can we get a Kiwi Farm sequel named Berry Barnes? I mean, you got the Onion Farms. And I wanted to point something else to you guys. I want to give a shout out. I don't think she's in the chat right now, but I want to give a shout out to Torres Santa, a longtime watcher of the channel. He's been here since like literally the first video. And Torres Santa was someone who made I posted on my community tab about this, but Torres Santa made a Wikitubia page about me, and Wikitubia is basically like Wikipedia but about YouTubers. And so this guy who was not a Wikitubia admin, he's just an admin for fandom. So it's like fandom is is higher in the chain than Wikitubia. Like a Wikitubia admin, such as Inay up here, cannot challenge Kirkburn. Anyway, on September 12th, same time, September 11th, same day as our last stream where we pointed out like all the videos Bella was making about fantasizing, Bella, probably Athena, making about fantasizing about beating the crap out of me and sending me to jail and all this nonsense. This guy deletes a page, Kirkburn, fandom admin, and calls it a harassment channel. Straight up, he called it a harassment channel right here, and I actually was impelled to join in and let the gentleman know. Listen, you can call me a piece of crap, you can call me whatever you want, but harassment, yeah, it's a smear campaign. Because harassment is a very specific word. I was actually having a long conversation with Slayer about this in regards to his situation with Dale. Like, harassment means that harassment is a criminal activity. There's a lot of nuances to it, but it involves direct contact. Most often it involves threatening behavior. And long story short, merely making stupid videos on a channel talking shit about someone else is not harassment. It's certainly not defamation because the truth is an absolute defense for defamation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying right now. It was definitely the Bellas. But it's telling what Mr. Kirkburn said. He said that there was a very damning complaint about my channel, saying that the Wikitubia page, which I understand, like briefly mentioned the fact that I made a video on Bella, like only briefly mentioned her name. And Bella, or probably Athena, sent an email saying that I've been endlessly harassing them, that I've caused them myriad problems in their interpersonal life. I'm just some misogynist trying to destroy an innocent girl. Like Ghost said, won't let a girl just boil hamsters in peace. God forbid you report the truth, right? And you know what's funny too? I offered to Athena, and I offer this to anyone, like, if you ever feel like my crap on this channel goes too far, even if the content is true, I'd probably be willing to just pull it. Like, before Dale sent me all that crap threatening to beat me up, like, if he had sent me a polite email saying, man, your emails really stress me out, they make me want to, and I really get stressed out seeing all the content on your channel, especially this video, I probably would have pulled it. Like, I'm not a vindictive person, and I don't like to cause people pain. But like I said to Kirkburn, calling me a harassment channel because I reported on the fact that a 21-year-old sadistic rich daughter of millionaires was trying to engender her fellow students at TTU into ending themselves, and also actually committing animal abuse. That's unfair to call me a harassment channel, but not the likes of, the big boys like Turkey Tom and Tamimi. It simply doesn't make sense. So Charlie Z, the goat, stalking and harassing Kim Kardashian was definitely harassment to the utmost degree. Agreed. Calling someone out of their BS and making them a livestock isn't harassment. Agreed. And the thing is, Nukinator, I've always stayed in my lane. Never, and I mean never, have I initiated contact with anyone on this channel. You said the first video you watched here was an LTG video. That must have been a year or more ago. How's this channel harassing LJ? I know, right? That's funny. Like, the plurality of my videos are about Dale, but Miss Pettit and Miss Athena want to say that my channel is dedicated to her. And anyway, this Kirkburn guy, I don't think he's a terribly bad person, but I do think he is a weak-willed person who's far too willing to levy a very damning claim at someone. I'm glad that he deleted the line calling me a harassment channel. I wish he would have apologized for it, because I would have. Yeah, exactly, Ghost. I've been told that, John B. Charlie Z has like 270 wins. Good to see you, Lyle Convoy. Always good to see you. And their policy is fair. Like, the fandom policy is that people must be notable, which means that they have articles written about them by the likes of CNN. Not the likes of, Daily Scanner and the marketing folks that Dell has, right? You can't use those. Those aren't reliable websites. So you can't use those to make yourself a notable person, unfortunately. But the interesting thing is that fandom's policy is that non-notable persons shouldn't be talked about. But in contrast, Wikitubia is only about people with, like, I think 1,000 or more subscribers. So Wikitubia inherently goes against the grain of fandom's overarching policies. It's a very interesting situation. Obviously, Kirkburn has a final say, and I have no entitlement to an article, and I certainly am not going to argue that I do deserve an article or anything of the sort. But it's fascinating that they're that obsessed with me that they're contacting all these sites that even remotely mention me positively. And it's fascinating that gentlemen like Kirkburn will just take it at face value. That's a very dangerous thing. It's a very dangerous thing to castigate people with only a cursory knowledge of the subject, especially a one-sided cursory knowledge of the subject. You said the Saladon channel is obviously centered around him making a whole bunch of content in one go, claiming not to be a content creator and then going dark for months to prove it. Exactly. Yeah, I want to make a whole documentary. Thank you, Beef. No one has said the name of the character yet. You don't get your name in there. First person to do so gets their name in there next stream. Not that there's anyone here who doesn't know it, but isn't that art beautiful? Originally, I was going to do... You know what's funny? Originally, I was going to do Midna from Twilight Princess. But I love Midna in her true form. I believe they call it the Twilight form, you know, where she's a tall woman, you know, just beautiful woman. But the unfortunate thing is that anyone who makes art of Midna, I think they're all suspect. They always do the goddamn imp form. There you go, low tier Kirby. You're the first one. Nukenator says you always see these lol cows ready to destroy someone's reputation, yet you try to do a public 1v1, they get radio silence. Very interesting. Yeah, Midna in her Twilight form is so just perfect. Just perfect. And all you're saying is Lazzy would totally take Dawn in a fight, but Dawn is too much of a coward to fight without gloves. Agreed. Yeah, I see a legend in the chat. And I see Slayer in the chat. You know what disappoints me? No one has made a I might have to do it myself if I find the time. No one has made a supercut of Dale's rants against Slayer over the last week. Exactly, Mira. Like, there are some good highlights, but no one has made a supercut because Dale, like, literally ranted about Slayer for hours. Agreed, Lyle Convoy. Not much ink, dude. Before I get straight into Slayer, or straight into Mr. Wilson, there are a few topics that I don't want to forget. Did you guys watch any of the fights last night? Did you guys see? I'm probably going to have to censor this portion of the YouTube video. But this gentleman, he wound up winning his fight by decision. But Greg Rodriguez, he got cut right here. And I believe his procurus muscle, or I believe it's also called a tendon, right? A procurus tendon. That's right here. Like right under where the middle of one's eyebrows would be, was visible. Because he got cut so deeply. And he still won the fight. Again, I'm going to have to censor this, but he said careful Don might have a few photos of you on his phone. Oh, he definitely does. So this is what it looked like after stitching. But, and I'm sorry to turn your guys' stomach. You should look away now if you don't want to see it. But the dude's literal fucking tendon was visible right there. That is horrifying, and that is like... That's why this sport is the most brutal sport in the world. I really gotta censor that in post. I don't want to turn any of you guys' stomach, but... Said you like Inform? Well, listen, man. Inform Midna looks like a fucking child. That's all I'm saying. He said it's fine. That's a whole brain right there. I don't know. I think that's either a tendon or a muscle, right? Because this is your procurus, right? He didn't even get hit that hard. It's more about, like, those glancing blows, Grim Hunter. You know, like when your knuckle just rips on someone. Oh, no, I bleed pretty easily. Nothing wrong with loving them short stack women, my man. But she's not a woman. Is that healthy G in the photo? That's funny. Listen. Twilight Midna is superior. Imp Midna is a child. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. That's my perspective. You think it's a vein? God, I hope not. Could you imagine if that shit got cut? If that were an artery or a vein and that actually got cut? Yeah. And then Song Yadong, in the main event, Song Yadong got stopped because he had a terrible cut above his eye. Thankfully the doctor stopped. The doctor should have stopped it like a round earlier. And the doctor probably should have stopped that fight. No, definitely should have stopped that fight when you got that visible. But Song Yadong wound up losing that fight to Corey Sandhagen because of it. That shit was horrifying. And I know a lot of you boys, I forget who it was that called me out last time for saying that I thought Canelo would beat Triple G. But that fight went exactly as I expected. I mean, I didn't think it was a terrible fight. Like everyone was calling it boring. But I thought Canelo Canelo looked better than he did against Bivol, right? And that's really all you can ask for, especially dropping back down to his more natural weight. Yeah, Beef, you have to wonder, like, were the gloves extra sharp that day or what? Yeah, I see you waiting there in the verification. You said it ain't terrible. Yeah, triple G is literally 40. Everybody calls boxing boring. I'm guilty of that too. Like boxing is so much fun to do, not so fun to watch. And the one last, or excuse me, two last asides. The first one, I know none of you could give a damn less. But if any of you are as old as I am, you probably should. But Roger Federer is finally retiring. This week, no less. Like, he's basically truly retired now. But for those of you that don't know, Roger Federer was the guy. Like, he's still, like, Rolex's biggest fucking brand. Like, I think he's been the top earning athlete on Forbes multiple times. And he was the best player in the 2000s. And there's a lot of people that are going to have their heart broken after the Laver Cup this week. Yeah, exactly, Ghost. Like, for those of you who a lot of people, like especially in America, look down on tennis. Like they see it as like a rich white guy sport, which is just so inaccurate. Like the thing that's beautiful to me about tennis and other things like chess is like it's truly universal. Like you go to any country in the world and there are people who play it at the top level. Like that's what I really always loved most about you said you think modern boxing has become less explosive and bland. Well, of course, I mean, Floyd founded that with those shoulder rolls, right? Yeah, rest in peace, man. Prime Federer does smoke Djokovic. Remember, Federer was like 5 years older than him. Yeah, it was, I mean, what can you do, right? I'm a nobody. Yeah, I agree, Newark made. Tennis is incredible to watch. Like, the thing about tennis too is like it's also fascinating. Like, what other sport can be played on multiple different surfaces and it's like still the exact same rule set, still the same equipment except like you change shoes. Like you have different cleats on grass and clay and all that crap. And it's like the sport literally changes. Like on clay the balls are slower and bounce higher. On grass they bounce lower and go faster. Like there's something really beautiful about that to me. And I think like tennis is probably the most unappreciated sport in the world. I didn't really learn how to play it until I was an adult, and it's like, yeah, it does require a lot of cardio. It's such a good workout. It's such a good workout. If black women could succeed in tennis, we can all do tennis. Amen. Who don't like tennis? Let me catch anyone in chat hating on tennis. Amen. Said it's hard to watch because the very best are leagues above the rest. I mean, that's true. All trees are based. I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, here's the thing. Okay. Novak Djokovic is banned from like half the tour because he's unvaccinated for COVID. Federer is gone now. Nadal only has so long with, all the taxing that he puts on his body, and he just got knocked out in the US Open by Francis Tiafoe. Like, I think the new gen is finally here. I think you're going to see Carlos Alcaraz and, like, all these other big boys like Stefanos Tsitsipas and Daniil Medvedev. Like, they're the new top brass. Yeah, Castle Brava, I wanted to know how you were friends with a few people, but keep it private. Now, on a completely unrelated note, do you guys remember the most underrated sport is fishing? All that patience to get a good catch is an awesome foot. God bless you, man. I've never been fishing. I'd love to. Yeah, men's tennis is definitely going to be interesting for the next few decades. I wish my man Diego Schwartzman who lies about his height. He's like 5'4" and says he's 5'7", but I still love him for it. I wish he would. I wish he would step up and get to that level where he can win a major. Anyway, I wanted to briefly touch upon something funny. So remember when I talked, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I mentioned it again last week. But remember when I mentioned that fat guy, Craig Beckett? You know, the fat guy YouTube commentator who was, sliding in 17-year-old girls' DMs, pulling a Daily Wilson perhaps. And this was after, and the delicious aspect of it all was that this was after he was, going after big boys like Tipster to frame him as a creep. Well, I just had to talk about it again because his girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend now, came out of the woodworks to just argue so hard in his favor. Let me see if I have the specifics pulled up. Yeah, right here. She starts blasting the 17-year-old girl, this girl called Lost Soul. This is Craig's ex. And she's saying, I only see you initiating the sex combos. I thought you said Craig was the one to start the sexting. Have I been lied to here? Just asking for clarity, smiley face. I also read that Craig even asked if you are okay with talking to him, and you said you were fine and that you waited until you were mature enough. And the fact you sent the first picture without asking for him, like you also say, it's in the combos you own up and take accountability for your lies. Or is that a lie too? Again, just wanting clarity. It's just fascinating to me. So she already deactivated all her crap, but she was on Twitter and YouTube just a few hours ago. I mean, I just love the cattiness in all this. Like, this is something only proper ladies are capable of. And you know what sucked? On her Twitter, she said she was looking to be interviewed by anyone who would interview her, and I was up for it. I wanted that interview. I wanted to know, not even about statutory limitations of sex aside, I wanted to know what would compel a woman to defend her boyfriend after he cheats on her with a younger, much more conventionally attractive woman. I've seen plenty of Lifetime for Women movies, and I know that there is no greater sin on earth a man can commit to a woman than cheating on her with a younger, skinnier broad. And it's especially odd because she's the only one defending him, right? Like, no one is on Craig's side, and the one person that should be against him most of all, the one person that he truly hurt and cheated on, is fighting so hard for it. Anyway, Emmy also had a pretty funny tweet that I liked where she said she was worried that I might have this capped, hold on. She was worried that a scumbag would take her up on the interview offer. Oh, I might not have that pulled up. Yeah, I don't. Sucks. But the long story short is she said she was worried that some scumbag would take the ex-girlfriend up on her desire to get interviewed, not even knowing that I wanted to. And someone else asked Emmy, who are you referring to? Who do you think would be willing to interview this woman? And Emmy responded with a gif of a slug talking shit about Angry Slug. And it's just fascinating to me. It's just hilarious to me, actually. I feel like I am the only person on the internet who does not despise Angry Slug. Like, everyone in the world freaking hates Angry Slug, and I don't know why. Well, I know why. He's a schmuck. I've told him that. He's a schmuck. And he has some talents that can really grate on people. Specifically, Slug is great at, like, ingratiating himself to people and, like, trying to work into their good graces and, like, affix himself to people that are kind of above him, right? Like, even when the first shit came out with all that Isabella Janke stuff, like, I remember when we did our first stream and he was like, yo, you should have me on the stream. I'm a cybersecurity expert. And I just kind of eschewed him. Like, I knew exactly what he was doing. Angry Slug is a gentleman. He is a YouTube commentator. Best known for posting news of himself on Kiwi Farms. Also best known for being... You remember when the Onision crap went down? Like, it was revealed that Onision was, like, sexting every 14-year-old girl in his Discord server and proud of it. And Slug was just in there taking screen caps of it. So Chris Hansen did a video of it because Chris Hansen is kind of a grifter now, and he honestly always has been, no offense. And Chris Hansen's man on the inside was Angry Slug. And Angry Slug billed himself as a cybersecurity expert off this. Whether Slug admits it or not, he did. And so a lot of people, specifically Steve DeLeve, came out very upset about that. Saying, like, this Chris Hansen guy is platforming someone who doesn't know what he's talking about. Which is pretty accurate. And the long story short is that people, by and large, intensely dislike Angry Slug. Like, if you type in Angry Slug in your search bar, I think the most dishonest drama YouTuber by far. It's like everyone hates this gentleman. I feel bad for him. I understand why they hate him. And I do agree that he's a schmuck, but I think he's honestly not a terrible person. I think he does have a sense of morality. A YouTube commentator, always a red flag. Amen. Chris Hansen / Onision was the best internet crossover. I agree. And of course, Slug doesn't let that go, right? So if you type in Steve DeLeve, what will the first result be? Steve DeLeve exposed, huh? And it's from Slug responding to Mr. Steve DeLeve. Steve DeLeve exposed as a domestic abuser and a pedophile. Like, the beauty DM, Steve DeLeve is a pedophile. My message to @Steve DeLeve. If you don't know these guys, you'll find this shit boring. I understand, but it's amazing how much these two have their YouTube careers just revolving around each other. And that's why I've actually reached out to both of them. And, like, if ever we could make it happen, I would 100% financially sponsor these two having a boxing match. 100%. It would be beautiful. It's good to see you, Joshua. Where did I get this bomb-ass Ganondorf art? I will have to find that. I need to start, like, putting sources at the top. That's shitty of me. It is really great art. I just Googled a Ganondorf background, and it was one of the first results. Okay, feel. I said the Steve DeLeve guy is like the worst. Yeah, a lot of people call Steve DeLeve the cancel culture guy. It's like these two are destined to forever be intertwined with each other, and it's beautiful to watch. Like I always told you guys, I prefer to spectate than participate, and I love spectating on those two fight. It's beautiful. But now let's get into the man of the hour, and the man of every hour, right? At least on this channel. So, like I said, there's no good supercut of it. I wish there were a good supercut of it, and I might make it myself unless someone else is already on it. But Dale Emmanuel Wilson, also known as Daley Wilson, also known as a low tier god, also known as the Lawn Sparrow, also known as a schmuck. He had a meltdown recently. He had a really, really big meltdown recently. So let me first point out his response to Slayer. Yeah, I think Crimson has it. I think we already talked about this. But Mr. Wilson has been ignoring the roast video that Slayer did. The hour-long roast that Slayer did. Very friendly video. I thought it was a great video. Also known as a waste of semen. Amen. Love you, Lyle. So when Mr. Wilson first responded to the video...
love. Worrying about a black nigga stuck in his parents' fucking room. I'll record you, we'll get the gut on the full cam, because I'll beat your fucking ass, IRL. Just fly down, and we could just do some workout shit.
So this was his initial response to the roast, right? A very calm response, basically saying... So at first he got angry and he was like, I want to beat the crap out of you. Then he rectifies that. He redacts that and says, you know what, actually just fly down here and we're going to work out together and I'm going to fan you out. So impressive when you're on oral test. But it's actually a pretty measured and calm response, right?
I'll record you, we'll get the gut on the full
at least for Dale.
Show niggas how fat you are.
Yeah,
show niggas you
he said he would take Slayer on a date.
Show niggas how weak you are, how out of shape you are, how trash you look. We could just do some shit like that. I could just title the video, I kicked it with a troll for a day. Analyze your brain, dig deep inside your mind,
I'm hacking up noogies. Like I said, I know we showed this video already, but I just wanted to give you the context. Like, this is how you should reply to things of this nature. You want to be, in general, anyone who's read, I don't know, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People knows that having a calm head, an even keel about things, that's what makes you truly an alpha male, not getting angry and blowing up and screaming, hooting and hollering. Yeah, I've seen him. And he completely goes back on. I think what happened, I know we already showed it, but you guys remember that the yearbook photo came out, right? And the long story short is that Mr. Wilson has convinced himself that Slayer and his brother Trevor are basically responsible for everything that the trolls do. And that's an easy trap to fall into, right? Like when you have literally thousands of people who hate you. It's hard to fathom that. It's hard to wrap your head around that. So you want like one or two people that you can say, this is my freaking enemy. If I can take this guy down, it will all be good. This is whom I need to hate. This is whom I need to direct my ire to. And I don't have a copy of the yearbook photo again, but I showed it last stream. And I think what happened was that yearbook photo really, really got under his skin because someone donated with the yearbook photo saying, you know, Slayer's roast about to hit 75k views. And that's when he just broke down. He just absolutely broke down. And gone is that calm demeanor, gone is that let's just work out together that I was just showing you. Here's a decent clip by Stainbrine.
Look at this ugly ass fat nigga, bruh.
So he pulls up, and Slayer, if you want me to censor this, I will after the fact. But this is by Stainbrine. Just let me know, Slayer. You know I'm always on your side, buddy. So he pulls up a clip of Slayer from his stream. You know, it would be like if you clipped my fucking cam in the top left. Wow, what a big revelation. And he has a breakdown.
Big ass fucking goddamn snout of a fucking nose.
All because of one
Grimy,
donation.
Dirty, flaky ass facial hair. Some fats.
And if you heard it, the smoke alarm is still going off. We still got that timer. We're at 26 days, soon to be 27 days with the smoke alarm going off.
Whack ass fake vintage tee. You know that's your fucking childhood
Oh,
bedroom with all those fucking posters all over the fucking place. Some blackout curtains.
I'll pull that up.
Look at this bum ass childhood room. For a fact, this bitch ass nigga has not left the nest yet. Nigga never had his own spot in his life. Pays 0 rent. This nigga's a actual bum, bruh. Talking about athleticism? What? Look at this nigga's room.
Thanks.
Is that not a childhood fucking room? That nigga's room is plastered in posters. Who the fuck wears a backward snap? That's not even a trucker, nigga. That's a backward snapback. This nigga dead ass is streaming
And
out
so
of
the
his
point is
childhood
Dale's
room,
using
talking shit about a nigga.
what is a
my
misrepresentation of
stature and stalking and
Slayer.
harassing me. You
Slayer's
see what
been
I'm
boxing
talking about?
too.
These are the type of niggas.
Slayer's more actually fit than Dale. You know, Dale is just someone who does oral tests and lifts weights. That's unfortunately the image of fitness, but it's not what true fitness is. It's amazing that he's not smart enough to dismantle what they're saying. He just attacks appearance because he doesn't have a brain. Exactly. Exactly, 1-2. Steroids don't make you an athlete. Like, he got really pissed about the portion of the video wherein Slayer said that you are unathletic, which, sorry, that's a wrong picture. I wanted to rant about that. Excuse me. But, that's pretty funny. But, all right. So the point is, Slayer has been boxing. That's why he's got the hand wraps on. And Slayer is more actually athletic. No, she doesn't. She doesn't show her navel. It's terrible. And the point to Slayer is what an actual athlete is, right? An athlete is someone with cardio, someone who can go. Someone with hand-eye you motherfucker. Someone with hand-eye coordination. You know, there's a reason, like, you can just be... I really feel like athleticism is based on nurture, honestly. Athleticism is like, what did you do in the first 6 years of your life? You said, Slayer, do more skull crunches? Oh, for those triceps? I've been trying to do those, too. I mean, the thing, what I'm trying to say is that Slayer is a human athlete. He's lean and mean. And he boxes. He sent me a video of himself. After I posted a video of myself breaking Ray Lazarus's world record, he also sent me a video like this. And this is before I even started training. And he just smashed that, smashed that punching bag. Slayer should ask what Dale's daily mileage is. Dude, like, obviously we've never seen evidence of it, but you have to imagine.
To stalk and harass me.
That Slayer's cardio was
one
worlds
shit
better.
With some red nasty ass lights, with some slimy ass posters probably covered in bust. One, you got these blue ugly ass lights with all these fucking goddamn whack ass anime posters, video game, and bands your broke ass never even fucking seen.
I don't even think any of his posters
bum-ass,
were video game
broke-ass
posters.
nigga.
It was a fun thing.
Got the audacity to speak on me like you just some Chad behind the motherfucking computer. That's the problem, is you're not a fucking Chad. You're a fat, overgrown, worthless, grown-ass nigga with nothing going for him fucking self.
And he gets hung up on Slayer having posters on the wall. Again, I don't think any of them are actually anime girls. Like, we just accidentally posted. But he gets hung up on this, and he tells a story. I don't know if it's in this clip, but he tells a story wherein he said that he had a poster on the wall when he was, I guess, in his 20s, so 2 decades ago, right? Because he's old as fuck. And he said he had a poster on the wall wherein he used to, I believe, digitally penetrate women and then rub his fingers on the poster. And, like, he said that he would sniff that poster after the fact, and it was like a mecca within his room for him of just pussy juice. And I have a theory about that. He said he tore down the poster and that was like a big coming of age for him. I have a theory about that. I think it was bussy juice, not pussy juice. And I think the reason he tore down that poster and hates posters so much is because that bussy juice smelled like shit. So doesn't Dale play video games for a living? Yes, he does.
And stalking
No,
a
I
nigga
won't
that's
censor
really
it.
out here grinding, getting this shit, and got it out from scratch.
That actually happened.
You pussy ass nigga.
I swear, I'm not making it up.
My videos did not start getting popular from other people's names. They got popular from me being myself, you bum ass fat fuck.
So I have to point that out because that just isn't true. I've said it multiple times on this channel. Like, the most viewed video Dale ever made was a 2 million view roast of Boogie. And he hates that fact about himself.
We know you can't afford to travel. Look, you got posters in your
Smelling
room, nigga.
posters
You
and
can't
busting
afford to
all
do
over.
anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's disgusting.
This shit is a joke. These are what these niggas look like, bro. Some random dirty ass NPC Walmart in a cereal aisle ass nigga. Colorful basket ass nigga. Monster drinking ass nigga. TV dinner eating ass nigga. Matter of fact, his parents probably still cook for his fucking fat ass. Don't no grown nigga got posters
Covenant Femboy is in here too.
in a fucking room, bitch. You are a nigga with a full-fledged beard with long, dirty, greasy ass grimy hair with posters in your room. You fat ass nigga, go to a fucking gym. Guarantee you this nigga don't work out. Guarantee you he don't go for jogs. What is a healthy meal? You fat fuck.
Mind you, this is coming from someone on steroids.
It might sound like I'm angry, but no, I love seeing worthless ass niggas talk about me. It's fucking hilarious. Cause these are what these niggas look like. You know, because niggas that actually are decent looking and take care of themselves, they don't got time to stalk other men. They don't got time for that shit. But every time I see one of you
Exactly.
ugly ass niggas, it explains why. You spend so much time worrying about what the fuck I'm doing, you end up looking like that. You bum fat ass nigga.
Again, there's a smoke alarm. But again, all this changed from the first video we showed you where he was calmly saying, let's just work out together, bro. and trying to be above it all, which is the correct thing to do. Because I think I'm almost certain that he decided that Slayer and Trevor are responsible for the yearbook photo. What the hell is this video suggestion?
Your life gotta be trash. Look at you, bruh. I got rid of all my snapbacks years ago. I looked up in my closet. I said, wait a minute, man. Ain't nobody wearing no fucking snapbacks no more. This ain't even a swaggy, you fucking out of shape, whack ass American, typical American looking ass, bacon eating on a Saturday morning ass nigga.
Pretty
Over
much
celebrating some fucking punk ass views on the internet. Nigga, I've been doing this shit. You bum ass fat pussy. Talking about some fucking roast. Nigga, how the fuck you gonna roast anybody looking like this? Are you out of your fucking mind? You could tell this nigga's arms is short from that. Oh, we could tell this nigga's reach and short is shit is short. Yeah. Look at them small ass forearms. Nigga, I'm confused off how the fat nigga can't fill out a T. When you fat, at least commit to it, nigga. God, that's one of the ugliest side profiles I've ever seen in my fucking life. Damn, you ugly. Look at them big ass giant ears. I'm sorry, guys. That's not cauliflower ear. That's shit.
The yearbook photo was not actually from Kiwi Farms. I'll post. I know how I can find it. I don't have it on my drive anymore, but I'll just
a nigga with deformed big ass nasty ears. Now, if this nigga dug
after
in his
this video,
motherfucking ear, he would pull out gook and flakes and bullshit. Because I guarantee you, this dirty, stinking ass nigga does not even use Q-tips or clean his fucking ears.
It's coming from a man who has shit rags, shits in the shower and has shit rags, mind you. He has shit rags that he washes in the sink. And it drove Elena up a wall. I mean, you had that hot 18-year-old of your dreams, right? And you couldn't keep her because you shit on a rag.
He's sitting in his chair sweating, nervous, stalking me all day while looking like this. Let me tell you what, I take care of myself. Excuse me. Infinite cologne.
Exactly.
Hit the gym 24/7.
That clock is ticking
like
like
vanity. You ugly ass nigga.
I use Q-tips to clean yours.
Guys, if you got a side profile like this, there's a reason why you're bitchless. Look at this guy. Guys, don't be like this.
Really?
Nigga wearing a backwards snapback hat in 2022. You're not even up to date in any type of fashion whatsoever. You're not even a swaggy punk rock dresser. Now, I'm getting all this off of a blurred pic. Imagine if I got your actual pictures, what I could do to you. Imagine how I could flame your ass if I had your real HD pictures, you bum ass nigga. This is off a fucking 140p picture. Imagine if I had your real pics. Yo, keep flagging this punk ass nigga.
So I think we'll pull up Chelka's video too, because I don't know if it is a reiteration of what we already watched, but oh, Odyssey autoplay. See, this is why you ain't shit, Odyssey. Yeah, this is Chelka's video. So regarding Q-tips, I probably have to concede that to you. You know, I knew a gentleman in the military who he had tumors in his ears, and because military doctors try their best to downplay whatever you got going on, they were trying to tell him that he was just using his Q-tips too roughly, and that's why he was bleeding from his ears. So perhaps you're right. That's what I think when you say that. But if not Q-tips to clean your ears, what else?
I said, stop talking. Stop talking and meet up. You can't brag about getting views when you're using my name, using my fucking videos, using my face, everything. So kill yourself, nigga.
Said the wax candle show.
How you gonna brag about getting views off literally using somebody else's entire make?
So you can't see the donation because he's disabled super chats populating the name and the message, which is actually a massive win for the trolls, right? Trolls successfully made it so that his super chats no longer have messenger name in his own chat. And what that means is that people are now less impelled to super chat. His actual fan base is less impelled to super chat. He doesn't realize that he gave the trolls a win. Now he's making less money. But the message was something along the lines of Slayer's video gonna hit 100K.
Tons of niggas get views off using me, you dumb fucking Ah, man. I would love to just murder this nigga, dead ass, for real.
Don't forget to subscribe.
I'm gonna make sure I get that fucking video taken down for breaking TOS, nigga. You can't make content like that just make a full-on slant. Like, who gave you the right? Fuck
Foxy
a box,
Sphinx,
man,
I need
a
to
boxing
talk
match,
to
we
you
can just
about
do
something
bare
later.
knuckle. Fuck that boxing bullshit. Nigga, first thing I'ma do.
There's some dude obsessed with you and me.
It wouldn't even be no talk.
Really weird, and I was just curious if you knew who he
I'll
was.
see that nigga and instantly go for the double, instantly go for the single.
So that was really funny to me. That's something that every freaking guy who's watched UFC and has never actually wrestled said, I'll just instantly go for the double. I'll just instantly go for the single. Like, Mr. Wilson, you have never wrestled a day in your life. Like, man, I only did my first wrestling when I was like in my 20s, and I was wrestling at the MMA gym, mind you. And I was wrestling this good kid. I think he was a D2 wrestler all the time because we were the same weight. He's a little taller than me, a little bit bigger than me, and holy crap, that man. And we also grappled a lot together too, and like, he must have submitted me 30 times in a row before I got one submission on him.
Bro, I'm not even gonna say what else I would do.
Yeah,
tired
no,
of
not
niggas
shade.
stalking
Not
me,
shade.
bro. I'm tired of niggas bothering me every day. Like, I literally
Sounds
just
good.
hop
Yeah,
on straight.
yeah, Lyle Convoy takedowns are freaking hard.
I will pick your fucking fat.
Slayer says he's never bragged. He's not said anything but thank you people that gave me praise. Not interacted with him in any shape or form for the past month. Yeah, and after this video, we're gonna talk about a little bit about what you and I were talking about in DM, Slayer.
Fucking ass up and destroy your ass, bro. Destroy your ass, bro. You can try to make fun and do all this little funny ass,
true,
punk ass bullshit on the internet, but nigga, I will kill you IRL.
It is.
Got some fat nigga making a video about athleticism. What? No, I don't get bothered IRL. Niggas want pictures IRL. Somebody just asked me for a picture IRL today. Shout out for the 35.
Thanks for another night streaming.
I don't know where this nigga is from or whatever the fuck, but this dude got a Twitch channel as well.
I doubt it. Lyle Convoy.
But I'm gonna report that shit too. You think this shit is funny, bro? You literally bothering me for no reason. But I'm gonna hire a private investigator or something to get info on your ass for sure.
Still ended up gay. God bless you.
Keep playing with me, bro. I'm gonna hit up YouTube tomorrow to see if I can get that video taken down. I'm gonna have them look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Scan it for bullying and harassment. I'm gonna analyze it, everything. Like, the shit you're doing is not warranted.
It's just funny that he
That's
still
just
calls
some
it
punk
bullying
ass
too.
bullshit on the internet.
Bullying.
These motherfuckers act like they know me or some shit. This is weird. It's getting completely out of hand now, man. The fuck up, nigga. I've said worse on stream. What the fuck you talking about?
That's smoke alarm again.
Yeah, I played a game of dropping my fucking dick down your mom's throat. It's called sword play, bitch. Circus sword play. Nah, some other fucking dude, bro.
I love Chiba.
Not
man.
about to send any clout this
Chiba's
motherfucker's way,
hilarious.
but I'm gonna take care of that video first.
I didn't know
ignored it for
Chiba
a
was
while,
ripped like
ignored
that,
it for a
too.
while, but you niggas keep coming in here and bothering me.
Chiba's a good-looking guy. No homo. I think we're in the future.
Don't think I don't got the money to send cease and desist and all that. I got paper. I got shit you don't
Cease and desist. You don't need money to send a cease and desist, by the way.
have. I have resources. You bum broke ass nigga. You're just some bum broke ass nigga that went, stalked all my pictures, stalked all my videos, went all throughout my Facebook, did all this crazy ass shit. Because what? Let's go ahead and look at your video real quick. You're trash, you're ugly, you're boring, you're bland. I see why you're upset. You never got any better looking over the years. If anything, you just got fatter. If I'm looking at your physique here, you look like somebody's mom that I would see on the beach, just parading around.
This
with
is
a
the Rocco
stroller. I don't know
situation,
what's
I
going
believe.
on here, but these are the... And as far as that Asian motherfucker who's been on my dick for years, I got emails going back to 2016 with this motherfucking IP man extra on my dick.
There he talks shit about Chiba, man. It's amazing how deep in his head Chiba Man is, because Chiba really just makes innocuous videos, right? Like he's never done an hour-long roast of Votirga, right? He just calls him stupid on the internet.
How you stalking me from a whole goddamn
And then he gets
country
racist.
away? You need to get Lotigat on the internet. Lotigat, the bad guy. Lotigat.
Just straight up racist. Yeah, he did it.
Fuck? My bad, that's the wrong pick. I mean,
Mind you, I think Chiba has better English than Dale,
a
unironically.
motherfucker like this has zero access to hoes. You
Oh, so
can't
that's
have
super-
access to bitches
So Chiba censored
looking
it.
like dude love.
Or excuse me, Chelka censored it.
I know certain bitches like dad bods and shit like that, but they not fucking with a nigga that's wearing a fucking a 010 snapback with a bunch of posters and grimy ass action figures and shit on the wall. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You wish you was me. That's the
Will Story just asks, has he even met an Asian in person? Perhaps only at things like Evo. One thing I have to say, and it's gonna come up eventually. I've been to Lancaster. I've been to his neighborhood. The reason he hates black people so much is it's a 100% black area. We'll talk about it more at length in the future, but like, no, he has no experience with other cultures. Like, it's also why he hates women so much, because like he's just surrounded by trashy women. You're not gonna find a decent lady in Lancaster, in my opinion. Like, his area of Lancaster sucks ass.
problem. Shorts and sweats.
Yeah, no. His area is almost 100% black. 100%.
You're gonna allow me to suck your dick.
Let's say I definitely stood out. being
Imagine
there.
being jealous of a black nigga. Like, I don't know if the nigga's Hispanic or not, but imagine if he spoke Spanish, wasting that bilingual talent, jacking off to a black man on a fucking
It's crap, Mo. Again, you're gonna see in the future, but like, there's fucking busted cars everywhere.
internet. Nah, it was like somebody that...
The house across the street from his apartment complex has like a ruined garage door that's just in shambles.
Fire no more. Those are what the niggas look like that are on my dick.
I agree,
And all
Grey
you
Heathen.
bum ass niggas in here magically, oh, Loter God's ranting, let's record him. Go back
His
to your
mood would
240p
probably improve if he
restreams,
did
bitch
move
ass
out.
niggas. Well, your eyes hurt from looking at that fucked up stream quality and what these niggas are restreaming me off of.
The problem is, the reason that he doesn't move is twofold. One, he wants to be nearby Hollywood. Yeah, I know, Emma. That'll be in a video on his birthday. One, he wants to be nearby Hollywood. But two, he also doesn't want to spend a lot of money. Right now, he lives in Casa de Lancaster, where the rent is controlled. It's supposed to be for like single mothers who aren't making a whole lot of money. And like the rent is capped. I know around last year it was $969 a month, but I think it's raised due to Biden inflation. So he thinks he has the best of both worlds, because he's living cheaply and he's living close to Los Angeles, close to Hollywood. But really, he's just in a terrible area. And that weighs on you.
Fucking weirdo ass motherfuckers.
I grew up in a ghetto. I hated it. That's why I got out the moment I could.
I come on this bitch
Better not come
every
to
day,
Newark,
mind my
goodness.
business, and what do? Get stalkers every day. Give a fuck
Fire
about
alarm.
these viewers. These ain't even real viewers. Motherfuckers are just in here because I'm talking shit. This ain't no authentic fucking view base. Give a fuck about that 1K.
That's what's interesting. Chelka cut it out, but he had like 1,300 viewers, which is the most he's ever had without like beefing with, except for like his day back on Twitch and beefing with Kai Cenat and all that.
Oh, it's one of those dudes.
If he were smarter, he would lean into that, right? Like he would realize that this is how to build a base for him personally.
Oh,
Is there grass in Lancaster? Funny thing, like his apartment complex is full of fake grass, and yet it still gets watered, and so it's like just weird fake turf that's wet everywhere.
those two Mexican dudes that are bums that live in LA that stalk me. Okay, so he's from Cali. Okay, what's good, nigga? What's up?
What's up? I didn't even know his camera was on when he said this part.
You literally an hour away. If you really want smoke like that, we could meet up anywhere you
Shower
want.
flush.
Nigga ain't related to no fucking phase rug. The fuck out of here. It's those two bum ass niggas that live in that fucked up ass LA house with the big ass beehive fucking air conditioning system sitting out the fucking front porch at a front window with a bunch of plants and fucked up ass pottery.
Mind you, the window right here, I don't know if you guys can see it because I kind of cut off the left side. This window right here is broken. The outer pane is cracked, and like there are I think it's supposed to be like safety bars. His outer safety bar is like ripped in half. I don't know how that happened, but it's funny that he's making fun of like the exterior of Slayer's house when his apartment has a broken window.
In the front yard. Yeah, these niggas definitely don't live on their own. It's them two weirdo ass Mexican brothers on my dick.
No, he didn't fix the fire alarm. It's still going off.
That's what it is. It's a fan.
The last time he went live, it was
like
going
I said,
off. I heard it once.
I shouldn't even be mentioning anybody that still got posters on their fucking wall.
He apologized to them? I didn't know he apologized to them.
If you're a grown man with posters on your wall, why am I even having this conversation? It's called awareness. This shit it's nothing but awareness.
I look at Soma Cruz calling a Japanese guy Vietnamese, and he can't even spell Vietnamese right.
At the same time, I'm just showing you that these bum ass niggas.
It broke when
said
DT escaped.
FBI don't
Yeah. DT broke that shit.
Death threats, FBI doesn't take lightly. Oh, okay. Really? God damn, nigga, I would kill you niggas IRL. I will murder you. On me. I will shoot you niggas. I'm not fucking around.
That's a great edit, Chelka. I need to learn from you.
Because the fact that I know where these two dudes live, I could literally... it's got to be some illegals in the household. I know where these two
That's
dudes...
so... That's so racist. I know he said that 3 years ago, but he still thinks that just because you're Mexican, you must have illegal aliens in your house.
So definitely...
Like, the funny thing is that most Americanized Hispanics hate illegal immigration, too, by the statistics.
I could send cops over there ASAP, too, on some stalking shit. I could actually send these niggas a cease and desist. I could do a lot of legal shit because I actually have their fucking address. So one of you guys said that it's the dude's brother. Okay. Yeah, I could literally call ICE, send him to the address. If there's somebody with no papers over there, we could play that fucking game.
Really? Was that in the same video where he apologized to General John N. Wallace for bullying him about being an autistic guy?
We could play that game, bro. Matter of fact, we could start tomorrow's Monday. Today is Sunday. Yeah, I already did that to somebody else. It was some nigga stalking me from some different state. So I typed up a letter and I wrote it because I know his broke ass didn't have the mail key. So I ended up writing a letter and sent the letter to his kid's parents about him stalking some random black man on the internet. Sent my links, everything. I said, look, this can go two ways. You could tell your kid to stop stalking me, or I could take legal action. It's totally up to you. That nigga stop bothering me. So since I know you niggas' address and somebody spilled the beans that you're the brother of that other stalking ass, fucking weirdo ass nigga in East LA, say less. I know where you niggas live.
God, I just realized. So he slides into Slayer's DMs, and thank you for including this, Chelka, because I want to conclude by giving my thoughts on the legal matter. He slides in Slayer's DMs and he's saying, "You and your brother keep stalking me. I'm taking legal action. I know where both of you live and everything. You counterclaim anything, I will take legal action. This is your last warning. This is not a June situation. You dudes live in SoCal just like me. Keep playing if you want to." And Slayer and I were talking. And just look at what I sent you for my thoughts. And basically, we were talking about what can Dale possibly do? What route can he possibly take legally? And there's only two routes, in my opinion, especially in California jurisdiction, that he can take. Harassment and defamation. Like, those are the two routes that he could possibly take over someone on the internet being mean to him. Let's start with harassment. And what are the odds that he can accuse Slayer successfully of harassment? So whether he can bring Slayer to court, I just want to address, he can he can hire a per hour or a flat rate lawyer to send as many court orders as he wants, he can file as often as he wants, but it's almost certainly going to be thrown out by a judge the moment it gets there. So talking about harassment, and this is specific to California, this website, courts.ca.gov. Civil harassment laws say harassment is unlawful violence like assault or battery or stalking. Certainly Slayer is guilty of none of that. A credible real threat of violence, again, Slayer has never threatened. On the contrary, Mr. Wilson has. The violence or threats seriously scare, annoy, or harass someone, and there is no valid reason for it. Again, a mere roast. The thing about harassment is that typically, especially in New York where I'm from, harassment is largely geared around what direct content. To start a harassment suit, it's geared around like what direct content do you have? Or direct contact do you have? Like that's why you get a restraining order to prevent that sort of contact. The fact that Slayer has never initiated any conversation with Dale Wilson puts a massive, massive nail in his coffin for trying to claim that Slayer is harassing him. One thing that Mr. Wilson honed in on repeatedly about Slayer's roast is this idea that somehow by showing James Wilson, his biological father, he's done something illegal, and that simply isn't true. James Wilson is just a person just like you and I are. Just because he's your biological father doesn't mean that he's immune from having his image shown in a random video. YouTube has more restrictive terms of service about that than even the law does. And how Slayer attained the picture of Mr. Wilson is completely irrelevant too. Another thing that Mr. Wilson always honed in on was the license plate photo. 1, Slayer didn't take that picture. 2, you can't prove that Slayer took that picture. And 3, a license plate is extremely public information. This is already recorded history in the courts. Like, cases have been filed about this. A license plate is public. You drive it around everywhere. An address is public. The layout of your house is public. Pictures of your house, like the interior of your house, are public because they get posted when you sell the house. There's no way that a mere picture of a license plate won't get laughed out of court by a judge. Now, the other possibility that Dale might take is defamation. And before we even talk about the fact that, like I was saying earlier in the stream, truth is an absolute defense for defamation. You can't be guilty of defaming someone if what you say is true. Now, Dale can try to go the other way and say, well, Slayer said I shit in the tub, and that's not true. Therefore, he defamed me. Well, Mr. Wilson is, unfortunately, a public figure, especially in California. California is very loose about who's a public figure. In California, pretty much anyone who wants to be a public figure is a public figure. And for those of you who don't know, when it comes to defamation, that is a very non-trivial distinction. The thing about being a public figure is that you have a lot fewer rights to privacy. Pretty much anyone serving in the government is a public figure, and also anyone who's a celebrity, anyone who has articles about them, right, is a public figure. And once you're a public figure, it's not simply the case that lying prima facie makes you guilty of defaming a public figure. When it comes to defaming a public figure, you have to prove that the lie was told with 100% knowledge that it was a lie, that the lie was told maliciously with the intent to destroy someone, to ruin their reputation, to impact their life. And you have to, I forget the third one, honestly. But the point is, those are two tenets to public figure defamation that don't exist for normal defamation. Normal defamation, like if you just talk shit about someone who's a private figure, like it's very easy to win that case. Once you're a public figure, it's very hard to win that case. Some of you probably know that I had a hand in making Mr. Wilson's Wikipedia article, which was originally a lot less favorable to him before TJ Dobbs joined and shit up the article. And the reason I did that was because by having a Wikipedia article, not that Wikipedia is an indomitable authority on the matter, but when you have a Wikipedia article about you, that means that several reliable news sources, such as, I don't know, CNN, have talked about you. And it becomes a lot harder, especially in somewhere like California, to argue that you are not a public figure. YH Enterprises asked Don, what if he uses a trademark defense? For what? All that trademarking does is basically say that this is my brand. This is Low Tier God, the channel. The only thing trademarking, filing that silly trademark he did, and he already had a poor man's trademark. He didn't need to file an official trademark. The only thing that does is provide him a modicum of defense for someone trying to make an account impersonating him, for someone trying to sell low-tier God merchandise. It has nothing to do with getting roasted. Nothing to do with getting made fun of in a transformative, fair use way. What did Emma say? I didn't see it. How does this fool still have a platform? Yeah, I agree. Called anti-slap, indeed. So all this is to say is that I don't think Mr. Wilson has a case in hell. He also, I understand he unsent the most recent messages he sent to Slayer. Slayer, if you're still interested, I'd still be happy to help you write a cease and desist to send to Dale. You don't need a lawyer to do it. But I was saying that a cease and desist about direct contact would be a nice boon in Slayer's favor because, again, that's what the courts care about. They care about that direct contact. But I think that's largely it. I don't think I have I don't think there was anything else interesting about Dale this last week. He did 3... Yeah, we'll get together then. It was like 3 days in a row. That's why I was hoping someone would make like a supercut movie of the 3 streams in a row in which Dale just, once he got that donation, that was his yearbook photo with Slayer's Rids about to hit 75K, that he just melted down. So I hope if anyone is making that supercut, please let me know. But if not, I'll try to do it myself. Because that was a hell of a time. Mr. Liston K, you have missed the entirety of the stream. I'm sorry. We're about to end. No, I don't think he tripled the amount of bots necessarily. I think that it's just when he gets angry, people tune in. And that's what it's about. Some Dale classics. I don't know, man. The judge watches trophies. That'd be hilarious. Well, boys, I'm going to head out now. I have a little bit more time on my hands lately, actually, that I've been devoting to other projects. So hopefully I can actually start that down the monkey barrel. Did I see his community tab? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. It was pretty fucking funny. Oh, Emo, way too kind, man. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, buddy. I appreciate that immensely. Thank you so much. We'll end with this. He started a subscription service on his Instagram. People said that was very, people side-eyed that in his YouTube comments, and of course he blocked loyal supporters and people with gems for not being happy with it. And I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, you love that sound effect? Me too. Do take care, boys. Grim Hunter, I hope you have the rest of your day too. Good rest of your day too. Trying to do it every week, LK Feel. You boys take care. Imo, Joshua, T-Dupes, thank you for being here. Ghost, thank you for being here. All of you. Boogie, YH,